So, I want to talk about the physical pain that can be associated with both depression and anxiety. And I want to talk about this for a few reasons. One of them being that when I shared that I experience physical pain when I am hyper anxious or depressed, there were a wide group of people who came to me saying, I feel this too, and I didn't know that anyone else did. And that helped me feel not alone. So I want to be able to share that with you to make sure that you don't feel alone either. I want you to feel seen. I want you to feel heard and know that you're not crazy. This is something that is common with people who do experience anxiety and depression. And it is hard to articulate to other people who don't necessarily understand. So again, I just want you to know you're not alone, because that is exactly where I am at right now. And it was also interesting to see some of the similarities in the physical effects that we all experience. For example, when I have a lot of anxiety or when I'm, about to go into a panic attack, some of the experiences that I have are I start losing my vision and it gets very blurry. And then my hearing, it almost gets fuzzy and it goes like womp, 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 and I get very disoriented. So there was one time that I was at a restaurant on a date and I started going into, anxiety mode. And at that point, I just started losing my vision. I couldn't hear, but I was too embarrassed to, communicate that to the person I was with, because it's hard to communicate and it's hard for people to understand. So I sat there and I just, I felt like a zombie, and I felt like everyone was looking at me and that he was looking at me like, what's wrong with her, which, only caused it to escalate. And at one point I actually wanted to leave the restroom or go to the bathroom to try and have it subside, but I was unable to, because the physical pain was so much that I was unable to even get myself to the bathroom. And knowing how embarrassed I felt in that moment helps me understand that there are, other people out there who may be embarrassed about this as well. And the more I talk about it, the more I'm not embarrassed about it. And I'm hoping the more that I talk about it with you, the less you are embarrassed about it. And maybe it'll give you the courage to be able to communicate with your friends, family members, when you do feel those physical sensations. Another thing that I feel is like a lot of pins and needles. And then when it progresses, it starts feeling like there are swords swimming through my veins, and it literally hurts my entire body. And I do have to think of different coping mechanisms in that moment to make the physical sensations go away. It's easier said than done. I can't give necessarily recommendations because I'm not a therapist. I would ask your therapist or encourage you to research online different techniques if you are experiencing these kind of physical sensations. But I just wanted to, I feel it. So many other people feel it. You're not alone. And so that's, again, my main point in everything that I say in every episode that I air is showcasing my own experiences, correlating them with things that every single other person who has reached out to me feels, so that all of us can stop feeling alone.